For almost 20 years, Melinda Gates, she has made it her mission to help find solutions for people in need all across the globe. Now she's out with a new book. It's called The Moment of Lift, offering a rare look inside her life, the women, the girls all over the world who have helped make her the powerful mother, wife, and working woman she is today. Please welcome Melinda Gates back to GMA. I thoroughly enjoyed the book. Yeah, it's thought-provoking. What made you want to write this book now?
Because equality can't wait. I feel like we have this moment in time. This window is open. Yeah. This window is open because of the Me Too movement, the number of women who've come into Congress. But yet, if we don't use this window of time, we won't really get equality. And even at the current rate we're getting women into Congress, which looks promising, it's still going to take us 60 years to reach equality in Congress. 60 years, and that's too long.
No, it is. And that's what you do. You back up, I'm telling you, back everything up with data. You talk to people, you get the real stories, you get everything behind that. And what you also say about lifting up women, that when we do that, it's not at the expense of men or anyone else, that when you lift women, all of society is lifted.
Absolutely, and I totally believe that. And it takes women and it takes men to look at what are the actions we need to take in our home, our workplaces, our community. Because if you lift up women and then you have men and women equal, it changes societies. I've seen it all over the world.
Yeah, the bottom line increases. I mean, it's not only the right thing to do, it's also just makes sense. And if you want to lift people up and you want society to be better, it just works that way. I know that you share so many beautiful stories of men and women that you've met on your travels all around the world. And there's even a picture, I think she's from Tanzania. You keep a picture of a woman there in your home.
Yeah.
Tell us about her.
So Anna was in a very loving relationship with her husband, Sonari. My daughter, when she was 15, Jen and I went to live with them in their home in Tanzania. And at the birth of their first son, Sonari came home from the fields one day, and Anna was sitting on the doorstep with her suitcase and her little baby boy. And she said, "I can't stay anymore." And Sonari was heartbroken. He said, why can't you stay? And she said, "It's too arid here. I have to walk, 10 miles every day to get water and back. I can't nurse our son. I can't cook meals." And so instead of moving back to her homeland, which was more lush, Sonari said, "What can I do?" And she said, "You could walk to get water," which is completely against Maasai tradition. And he started walking. And other men taunted him and said, "You've been, bewitched by your wife." But then other men started walking with him, and they started to realize how hard this was every day and how much time it took. And they started bicycling, and eventually they decided as a community to build wells and water pans in their area.
Wow. When you walk in somebody else's shoes,
and you name what you need, and it takes courage.
It does, and it takes courage. You revealed some things about yourself. You are, I don't want to say reluctant in being a public figure. You write about that too, because your husband and your family, but you knew that the bigger cause, you had to step forward. You shared something about, before you met Bill, before you were married, about being in an abusive relationship. Why did you feel that was so important to share?
Yeah, that was the hardest part of the book to write by a lot. And I have only talked to family and friends about it in recent years, but I thought it was important to write because what I realized was I completely lost my voice. I lost my self-confidence. And when I go all over the world, places in the US, India, different countries in Africa, when I stay and talk to women long enough, it is happening to millions of women. And I wanted to write down my story so people can understand it can happen to absolutely anybody. And we need to change that.
We do need to change that. And in the time that we have left, what is so wonderful, you shared this story about, because you, in case you didn't know, she's married to Bill Gates. I don't know if you heard about it. Oh, by the way. But how the time cop story about how a friend, when asked about how you all, two powerful people, how you coexist, and he talked about a time cop.
Yeah, and what Bill framed up so beautifully, because I think one of our biggest struggles for us in our marriage was how do we allocate our time between us and our 3 kids and our busy lives. And what Bill said, I think said really beautifully, was he realized that it wasn't good for either of us to be the time cop, even though I had felt that way, but that it's having shared goals for your family and your work life, that then no one's the time cop. Everybody's trying to figure out what's the right allocation of time given our goals as a family.
And so when you heard him say that, you're like, he's got it.
He's got it, definitely.
He does. Never enough time. I know that you're going to spend more time online because it is a very important message. It is a thoughtful, thought-provoking, enlightening book, and I thank you so much for sharing it with us this morning.
Thanks
Melinda
for
Gates.
having me.
The moment of lift, I love that. It is out now. Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.